What's good, everybody? Is John. Come back at you on a video. So this video is going to be a public service announcement to everyone out there. And that reminder is this: to focus on what you want. Most people, they allow the previous results or the things that happened in the past or the present result or the things that are presently happening right now dictate their thinking and control their thinking, when this is an incorrect way to be operating. You need to forget what happened in the past, forget what's currently happening, and begin thinking about what you want. Place all your attention and focus on what it is that you want, because that is how you are able to create the life that you want. That is how you are able to head in the direction that you want to go. See, when people focus on the present and focus on the past, this is how they end up in a cycle of living the same life over and over and over, because you have the creative gift, you have the creative power, and yet you are using that creative power to create more of what already is and more of what already happened. There's people that are stuck in the past that continue living and experiencing the past because that is where they place all their attention. And what you need to remember is, where you put your attention on grows. What you focus on grows. And so my question to you is, do you want more of the past, or do you want more of what is already happening? For most people, the answer is no. And this is what's truly interesting about it all, right? That we have access to a mind, and with our mind, we have the power of imagination. That means we can create anything in our head, anything in our mind. And yet, knowing that we can create anything, and we have the free will and the ability to allow our mind to wander, to make the things that we want to have and experience, people use that gift, that free will, to create anything, and they'll use it to create more of what already exists, of what already happened in the past, and what is already presently available. Isn't that silly, right? Isn't that silly to use the gift that you were given to create anything? So you can create your dream life, your dream world, your dream everything in your mind. And yet most people refuse to do that because they rather just use their mind and have it be occupied on what already presently exists or what currently exists. This is why for a lot of people, their life stays the same. You need to begin focusing on what you want, because if you focus on what you want, that is where your attention goes, that is where your focus goes, and that is where your mind is going to be in working to then create and bring that dream life to you. This is how it works. And let me give you guys an example, right? So you can see how powerful this concept and this idea is, because it sounds rather straightforward on the surface, but with this example, I'm going to show you how, for most people, there is a major disconnect with how they're operating versus how they should be operating. Let's just say the goal and the dream of yours is to one day be in a loving relationship, right? That, let's just say right now, in the present moment, you're single and you've been single for some time, and your goal is to be in a happy, loving relationship and marriage, right? You're looking for your soulmate. Most people, when they're single, would focus on the fact that they're single and be frustrated that they've been single and frustrated that they are single, and will feel worried and concerned and unsure if they'll ever find their partner, right? Like that is what they'll be thinking. That's how they'll be operating, because they'll just look at their present situation and say, oh man, I'm single. And that is going to occupy their space and their mind. If you were to focus on what you wanted, which is to be in a relationship, which means you found your soulmate and everything is good, everything excited, right? You would be happy. You would be smiling, right? If I were to ask you, how would you feel if you were with your soulmate? You would be happy. You would be jumping around, celebrating. Life would be great. If you had that idea and that vision in your mind that you've already found your soulmate, you would be happy. You would be celebrating. You would be feeling good. You would be feeling amazing. And you would be feeling that way even if right now you are single. Because when you think about it, right, it will be a lot easier for you to find your soulmate if you were already vibrating love and positivity and happiness. Because if that's what you want to have an experience, right? If that's what you think finding a soulmate is going to do for you, is going to make you feel amazing, is going to make you feel on top of the world, then if you're already feeling that, it's going to be a lot easier for you to match up with your soulmate, because you are already vibrating love. You are already vibrating that positivity, right? It is much more challenging for you to ever find a soulmate if you're always frustrated and disappointed and depressed that you are single and that you haven't found someone. Because then if you ever go out and meet someone, right, you have not brought out the best version of yourself to that person. So that person is probably not going to be interested in you. This is how it works, right? You see the disconnect, right? Most people, if it's looking for love, most people will just be fixated on what has happened and what presently is happening, that they're single, and they'll experience negative emotion, because what they want is they want to experience love and happiness and be in a relationship. For someone who focuses on what is it they do want, they'll focus on what it's like to already be in that position of having found their soulmate, of already being married, of already, right? They would be fixated on that. They would create that picture and that vision in their mind, and they would see themselves being so happy. So because they see themselves as being happy, they're fixated on being in that relationship because that's what they want. So they begin to tap into that energy and begin feeling that right now. So once they've, finished with the movie that they've created in their mind, they themselves go out and live their life already being happy, already being filled with love, because that is them focusing on what they want, right? If we use another example, and it's the example with finances, say someone's out there struggling with finances, they'll open their bank statement and see $500 to the name. A lot of people will look at that, even though, once again, your present results and your past results don't have any effect on your future results, right? They have no bearing on your future. And remember, you have access to creative gifts and to a mind and an imagination that can create anything. So you can create what you want. Even if, for most people, they'll look at their bank statement, see $500, and think that that's all they're good for. They'll look at that and be depressed because they think they failed in life. They think that they've lost in life. They think that they'll never get ahead, that this is the position that they're going to be in, right? They'll look at the present moment and the past, and they'll see it as a life sentence, thinking and believing that that's all they're good for, when they have the power to envision and create a life that they want in their mind. They can envision and create the wealthy version of themselves in their mind. They can envision themselves wearing a really nice suit, and they can envision themselves walking and operating with confidence and belief, and they can envision themselves having the right attitude, right? And the vision that they created in their mind is drastically different than what a lot of people are operating, how a lot of people have been operating in the present day, right? Focusing on what you want means that you'll look at the phone, and even if it shows a number, you'll smile and say, you know what, that is not an accurate reflection of who I am and what I can offer to this world, right? Because if you focus on yourself being wealthy, then that means you're someone that provides value to people, to all walks of life, to all around the world. So that means that you're someone that's valuable, right? To be wealthy means that you are someone that's valuable. And if you're looking at a bank statement right now, it says $500, then you know that's not an accurate reflection, because you were born rich. You can be, do, or have anything. So how is it possible that your bank statement is telling you how much you're worth? That has nothing to do with the future. That has nothing to do for what's in store later on. You can create the version of yourself that you want, right? And most people are actually unaware and oblivious to it, right? You can create the person that you want to be. It's called scripting, right? You can create that. You can close your eyes, right, and begin envisioning yourself, the version of yourself that you want to be. See, there's a lot of people out there that might have a nasty negative attitude, like that's their default setting, and that's because When they close their eyes and envision themselves, they envision themselves as being someone that's always angry, or someone that's always bothered, or someone, right? But you can create a version of you that's different. You can close your eyes and envision yourself always being happy. You can close your eyes and envision yourself being healthy. You can close your eyes and envision yourself having the right attitude and smiling and laughing all the time. And then once you open your eyes, right, you you essentially adopt that, and you'll step into that, and you'll become that. This is why focusing on what you want is so powerful, because when you focus on what you want, that is when you're bringing out the positivity. That's when you're bringing out the positive energy. That is when you're stepping into a better version of yourself, and you're effectively creating your dream life. You're creating what the future has in store, and that gives you a reason to be excited, right? Rather than, because there's a lot of people that will say that don't believe that they're the creator of their life, because they believe that if they were truly the creator of their life, they wouldn't be in the position that they're in. But they don't understand that they have the free will to choose and create what is it they want, and yet they've decided to use that free will to just create more of what already is and more of what already happened, rather than using that free will and that power to create what is that they want to experience in the future, or to create new life and new energy for them to step into it right now. It doesn't matter where you are in life. It doesn't matter your set of conditions or circumstances, because that is all subject to change. You don't have to accept what is and accept it as a life sentence, because it's all subject to change. You can decide the person that you want to be. You can decide the person you want to step into. You can decide the life that you want to live, and you can first create it in your mind before you bring it out to the surface. A lot of people let what's currently happening and what happened previously dictate their future. They allow it to control their thinking, when you can choose the thinking. You can choose the thoughts that you want to have. You can choose the picture that you want to create in your mind, the picture that you hold of yourself, and the picture that you hold of other people and the world. You have that power. Most people are unaware and are oblivious to it, which is why they continue to get more of what already is. If your bank statement says $500 to your name, so what? That's just a reflection of past and present results, but that has no bearing on the future. That does not determine what you can accomplish or the wealth that you can create for yourself and for the world moving forward. It has zero effect, zero impact. If you are not happy with the results right now, then begin planting new thoughts, begin planting new ideas, begin thinking about what it is that you actually want to have and experience, and the life that you want to live. Begin thinking about what it is that you want to do, and begin taking action towards that, right? Because being broke just means you don't have any money, but being poor is a mentality. It's believing that you're not good enough. It's believing that it's not your fault for the position that you're in, that it's the government, it's the economy, it's all these reasons except yourself. Being poor is believing that you are powerless, believing that you are a victim to the world. When you have all the power within you, you have the creative power, the creative gifts that exist within you, and you can create what you want moving forward. Same thing with the relationship. If you're single right now, you can still envision and believe that you will be married, that you will find your soulmate, that your soulmate is walking this earth, that there's no reason for you to be impatient. You can feel the feeling of love right now. You can tap into love right now, and you can feel and believe that, and you're going to have a smile on your face that is so big that that smile on your face is going to last for weeks, months. For you are just going to be so happy, because you are going to be loved. And once you are loved, it is much easier to attract love, because you are already that feeling, right? In this world, likes attract likes, right? Energies are real. So you become love. That is how you attract love. You can't be hate. You can't be vibrating hate and negative energy and expect to attract love, expect to attract your lover, right? And yet most people, that is how they're operating, and they wonder why they are struggling to attract love. That's the reason right there, because they're not stepping into love right now. You want to attract great things into your life. You want miracles to happen. You want blessings to happen. You need to tap into that energy. You need to step into that right now, right? Don't be worried or discouraged because your conditions and your set of circumstances, all that is just a present day snapshot. It's just for you to look at everything and say, is this where I want things to be? Am I happy? Am I content with how everything is? If the answer is no, then that's okay. No reason for you to be worried, frustrated, anxious, concerned. Just say, you know what, just as though I was able to attract and create everything that exists in my life, I can use that same power to then attract what it is that I want for all areas of my life, right? This is even the case with health too. There are people who have struggled with bad health, that they were in like terrible state. And the main cause of bad health is negative thinking. Why? Because negative thinking is what has people feel negative emotions, and when people are feeling negative emotion, that is what leads to energy blockages. That's what leads to sickness and disease, right? A lot of times, and right, like negative thinking is what leads to people feeling anxious, people feeling stressed, people feeling, right, all these negative emotions that eventually lead to symptoms and sickness. So sickness is the cause of that is negative thinking. And most people don't notice it. Most people have not made the connection to it, right? Everything, you can see how everything is interconnected. So if you're focusing on what you want, that means you're going to be feeling good. That means you're going to be energized. That means you're going to be excited. That means you're going to have life to look forward to. So if you're going to be happy, then that means you're going to be in a much better state health-wise. You are eventually going to be in a much better state financially. Why? Because if you're happy, you're feeling good, you have the right attitude, guess what? That energy is going to be infectious. It's going to rub off on other people. Other people are going to want to surround themselves with you. You're going to be able to provide value to other people and to the world. So by default, money is going to make its way to you, right? You are also going to be attracting, well, I mean, of course, if you're happy, you're thinking about what you want and vibrating that, you're going to be happy, which is your purpose for even existing anyways, right? So happiness is what's going to deliver you everything in life, and yet most people are unaware or oblivious to it, right? So this is why you want to focus on what you want and step into that and become that, because that is how you begin to create the life that you want, rather than just looking at how things are and just being frustrated endlessly. It's time for you to operate differently. Like, there's people who are quick to say, oh, life is hard, life is challenging, life is this and that, right? Do you want your life to be that way? If you don't, then say something different, right? Remember, focus on what you want. Only begin to speak of the things that you want. Only begin to speak of good things, the things that you want in your life, the things that you want to experience, right? How is saying life is hard, how is that serving you? It's not serving you because it's not what you want. I don't think anyone would necessarily want that to be the case, right? Unless you want to be challenged, so you can continue growing, like that's fine. But most people that are saying that are frustrated and angry and sad about life. Your life does not have to be that way. Life can be easy and smooth sailing and fun and adventurous and a thrill for you. And it can be enjoyable the entire journey, right? Focus on what you want. Stop letting your past and present results dictate your thinking and control your thinking. If you have the power, well, not if, you do have the power to create anything in your mind, in your imagination. You can create anything. So if you can create anything, why are you creating more of the things that already happen and the things that already exist that are not making you happy? Why not use the power to create the things that you want so that you are happy, so that you are smiling, so that you are actively creating the life that you want? It only makes sense, right? So once again, moral of the story, stop letting the past and everything dictate your thinking and dictate your thoughts, right? Begin planting the thoughts that you want. Begin putting out what you want to experience, right? Focus on what you want so that you can create the life of your dreams. So that wraps up the video. Enjoy the video. Do leave a like and subscribe as you're on the road to a million subscriber, guys. So once again, it's Joel, and I'm out. I'll see you guys for the next video.